Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. What's going on with you, my friend? Your old pal Joe here checking in with you on a motherfucking Thursday. I'm in my new place. If there's a little bit of an echo, I apologize. I'll try and do a little bit of work in post to eliminate that echo the best I can. But right now, there's a lot of empty space in this room, and I think I'm going to need to get some stuff to mute the sound. But either way, we're here. We're together. Thank you for checking out the podcast, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than you ever thought you possibly could be doing. And if you're not, hey, that's okay. But get your shit together. You know what I mean? Holidays are coming. We're fucking almost done with December. Halfway through December already. What are you doing with your life? Get it together. Get some momentum going into the new year. All right? Quit being a sad sack of shit your whole fucking life and get it together. You already know what you have to do, people. You already know. Quit looking for the answers from someone else. They're within you. Everyone who's offering you an answer is just trying to make money off of you. You know what I mean? Dig within your soul. It's not that hard to figure out. You know what to do with your time. You know what to do to make your life better. So get it done. Quit listening to these motherfuckers who don't give a shit about you. They just want your money. You know what I mean? That Liver King motherfucker. Did you all see him telling people that if you just work out and eat raw liver, you can achieve the physique that only he could achieve? And he's been taking steroids the whole fucking time. They sell you lies, people. That's all they're doing. Not Joe, though. Not your old pal Joe. He's here to check in with you and let you know that the answers are already inside you. Just listen to yourself. Unless you're a dumbass. And then maybe listen to somebody else. Got some shows coming up, my friends. I will be in Detroit December 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The 21st is a talk show of some kind. The 22nd will be a show up, go up type show. And then the 23rd is a Comics Come Home show. That's all at the Independent in Hamtramck, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. January 5th through the 7th, I'll be at the Stress Factory in fucking, why does it say I have a goddamn haircut on my calendar? I'm not getting a fucking haircut. January 5th through the 7th, I will be in New Jersey at the Stress Factory with my good buddy Aaron Weber. Also in January, the 27th and the 28th, Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's going to be with Aaron Weber as well. The 10th to the 11th, The Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska. That's in February. And also February 16th, I'll be headlining in Nashville, Sonny's Patio Pub and Refuge. Go to joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming dates. More stuff coming your way, my friends. Promise you. Things are picking up. Things are good right now. And how you been? How's your week been? What you been up to? I'm sorry it took so long to get the podcast out. I have been moving this week. Finally got just about completely settled in yesterday. And here we are today. Here we are. I got an office set up. You can see all this shit in the background now. Look at all that. Look at the old school Sting poster and a nice CKY poster back there for you. Plus a whole bunch of comedy posters and shit. If you're listening to this, this will do you no good. But check out the video on YouTube sometime, you lazy fuck. Listen, I know I'm not the best to listen to, but I ain't that bad to look at, all right? What you been up to with your week? I was in Alabama this past weekend with my good buddy Aaron Weber. We were in Huntsville. Huntsville's always a good time. Fucking great crowds, great shows. Appreciate everybody that came out. If you're listening, thank you for buying the shirts. It's been good. Comedy-wise, it's just been good right now. I think a lot of that has to do with Aaron taking me on the road with him or whatever. But things are just in a good place. And also we did Birmingham on Sunday. We did the Stardome. People, I didn't bomb at the Stardome, all right? That is a milestone for me. Last time I was at the Stardome, I bombed 2 nights in a row. It was the worst shows I have ever done. People, I remember the last show I did, it was a Thursday show at Stardome, right? Stardome is a very big room. It seats almost 500 people, something like that. And they just weren't fucking with me. And I remember the Thursday show I did, It was not going good. Not going good at all. Nobody laughed at all. But at that point, I'm just there to fill time. I'm there to fill 20 minutes worth of time on the show. So I'm starting to wind down. And I remember before I started getting into my last joke, I was like, well, I got to get going. And then people started clapping. And boy, oh boy, that will suck the wind out of your sails where you're like, hey, I'm about to get out of here. And people are like, oh, thank God he's about to go. But I stood my ground. You know, I feel like I won that battle because as they were clapping, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I still have about another 2 minutes left. So you can save that applause for another 2 minutes. And I stood up there like a fucking gladiator and finished my jokes, you know? Not good. Not good. Also, I got a joke out of that show doing so bad, though, you know? I was talking about eating ass. Not the good show, the bad shows. I was talking about eating ass, right? And that's when some guy in the balcony, he stood up and he just goes, man, that's where the shit comes from. And it's like, oh, what a gem. What a fucking jewel. Anyway, the show was fucking great this past Sunday. It went well. It went so much better than I had expected. I went in there thinking, I was like, I'm definitely going to bomb. I'm definitely going to fucking bomb. And I didn't. It actually went pretty well. It went very well, better than I had expected. And yeah, the whole weekend was great. It did rain all fucking weekend, which is, it is what it is. But anyway, what's been going on with you, my friends? Have you seen the price of eggs lately? Have you seen this goddamn, what do they call it? Inflation? Is that where your money's not worth a goddamn thing anymore? I just read a quote. Somebody said, remember, it's not that things are getting more expensive. It's that the dollar is losing value. So that's troublesome, ain't it? Ain't that something to worry about? I feel like that's been happening for a very long time anyway. And it's bound to collapse because you keep printing more and more money. I don't think people really thought about the long-term effects of the Band-Aids we put on the pandemic when it first happened, as far as shutting the country down and printing up a bunch of money and giving it out to people. It was a Band-Aid. It's slowed the bleeding for a second, but that Band-Aid's you can't wear the Band-Aid forever. And it seems like as soon as we pulled that off, it's a lot of blood has been flowing through there. But fucking eggs, bro. Eggs are like $4 for a dozen eggs. That's insane. Who would have thought we would have... Gas is down, but eggs are up. Maybe... I don't understand anything. I think I might get a couple of chickens because I got a little bit of yard space out here in the back. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to have chickens here. They're not pets. Do you have to pay a pet fee for livestock? Is anybody a lawyer or involved in the fucking rental business out there? They can give me some information. And because I don't want to ask. I don't want to have to pay $60 a month for a fucking chicken. You know what I mean? It's not a pet. I won't love it. I'm using it. I'm using it for its eggs, you know? But absolutely, yeah, it's insane. I haven't bought eggs in a very long time. It's like I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, they were giving those fucking eggs away. I was getting eggs for like 79 cents for a dozen, and now it's almost $4. It's not good. It's not a good sign of things to come, people. Again, I think we're winding down as a country. I think this experiment has gone on about as long as it possibly can. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope everything bounces back, and I hope people can afford places to live soon, and I hope people can afford gas, and I hope people can afford food to eat. But man, what an interesting time we're in right now. What a fucking interesting time, man. God, it's not good. We'll get a global currency, then everyone can get locked out of their bank accounts because they were mean to their neighbor or something like that. You know what I mean? It's all coming. It's all coming, people. Enjoy the ride while you can. Fuck a lady, suck a dick, have some fun. You know what I mean? It's all going to be over pretty soon. Especially if the old Trump dog wins in 2024, people are going to lose their minds again for no reason. You know what I mean? People are just stupid. But either way, The great white hope will save us, I'm sure, in 2024. Hey, we do got good news though. Brittney Griner finally came back home. You know what I mean? That fucking useless basketball playing lug. Who gives a shit? What did we trade? We traded, what was it, the Warrior of Death or something like that, the Merchant of Death for some fucking WNBA player. Listen, it's good she's not in prison. I think that's a great thing. But, you know, first of all, you got to be, when you're going to other people's houses, you got to be respectful. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just because I smoke weed in my house doesn't mean I can walk into your house and smoke weed. So you got to be respect. I just understand why she was in jail. And maybe they were making an example out of her because she is, I don't want to say famous or anything like that, because frankly, nobody knew who the fuck she was until she went to jail. You know what I mean? Isn't that funny that nobody knew you for the thing that you've been doing your whole life, which is playing basketball poorly. But then you go to jail, then people, oh, we gotta get her home. But you know, I get, what is it? Weed is illegal in Russia and they don't fuck around. And you tried to be slick with it, so you went to jail. Your actions sometimes come with a consequence. And sometimes your consequence is being locked in jail in a fucking foreign country because you think that you're beyond their laws or whatever it is. And even if it is silly, it might be a silly law. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So people are like, oh, she shouldn't be in jail for weed, which I agree with. Nobody should be in jail for weed. But there's people in jail for weed in this country. So you're playing a game and you got to deal with the consequences if you fucking lose. But she's home now. She's home. That's great. What I did find interesting, and this is, great. Brittney Griner's back home. They got the Merchant of Death. Everything's fine. Everything's hunky-dory, whatever it is. I saw a clip from, I think it was like a Russian media outlet. And they were just talking about the trade and everything. And they're like, we have soldiers locked up in our country, but the American people would rather have a celebrity, a basketball playing celebrity home than their soldiers. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of Americans have been saying that too. That's been the whole thing. It's like, well, why didn't we get these Marines back? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? But this is coming from a Russian media outlet. And she said something like, it's a complete reflection of the society that they'd rather have somebody who plays basketball than one of their soldiers back home. And that fucking hit pretty hard. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I've heard all the white people saying it back home in America or whatever it is. But to hear it in some Russian news lady saying it or whatever it is, it's like, damn, man, they really don't respect America as a country anymore. And also the fact that she's like, it's a reflection of our society. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. We don't respect anybody who puts in really hard work. You know what I mean? It's all athletes and celebrities, and those are the people that we look up to and love. And we'll do anything and everything we can to get back home. People who don't do a goddamn thing for anybody, you know? That's where we're at. We're obsessed with the celebrity and the rich lifestyle and everything, you know. It's not good. It's not good, you know. Remember when everybody was all on board and all the healthcare workers like, oh, let's give them applause breaks, you know. And then as soon as some of them were like, I don't think I want to get a vaccine, they're like, fuck you, I hope you die. Even though you spent 6 months of your life. At that point, we thought risking your life in order to save other people. Now, fuck you. That's how we are. It's sad. It's a sad state to be in. I hope it all works out. This is kind of a bummer of a podcast already. I had a great time in Alabama. Eggs are expensive. in our fucking American culture and society is absolutely disgusting. And we don't really care about people. Don't care about the old people who have lived their entire lives and may have some wisdom to bestow on us. Fuck them. They don't know shit. They're too old. And anyone who is sacrificing their life for the country, fuck them too. We'd rather have some mediocre basketball player. Some fucking, what did the Russia? She's like, she's a drug addict. And listen, I've been, excuse me, I've been taking a break from smoking weed lately just because it seems like it has become a bit of a bad habit. I was just getting ripped all fucking day. And the Russian news lady called Brittney Griner a drug addict. And I thought she's a drug addict. She's a basketball playing drug addict. That's who they want home, not some decorated soldier. They'd rather have some lady who couldn't make it 2 weeks without her precious weed in a foreign country. So she got locked in jail. You know what I mean? I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I have been taking a bit of a break. You know, I think it's good. It's been easier to make eye contact with people, you know? It's been easier to have conversations. I'm not in my own head. So I think I think I'm not done smoking weed forever. I had a couple puffs off a spliff on Tuesday with a couple of buddies, you know what I mean? But I'm taking a break. I can't be doing it all fucking day. And I think I was just stressed out where I was living and everything, having a dog fucking barking at me and shit. I was just, wasn't in the best of places, but I'm taking a break from smoking weed, my friends. Taking a little bit of a break just to see what happens. I'll still puff here and there, but I just can't make it a daily thing. It just seemed like it was a bad habit. And I certainly felt disconnected from myself and from the world. So we'll see where this goes. But at this point in time, I'm not high at this moment, and I don't think I'm going to be smoking daily for quite some time, you know? And not that it was anything bad. It's just like I think it's like anything in life. If it's something you do all the time, maybe take a break from it. Whether or not it's hurting you or, you know, obviously I wasn't selling my life away to go get a bag of weed. You know, I wasn't blowing dudes behind the dumpsters so I could get a couple puffs off a pipe, you know, but it's habitual. So it's good to break any habit, I think. Unless it's a real good one, you know what I mean? Unless it's a real good one. Like, I don't know. Maybe I keep coughing. I got to fucking cut some of these out. I apologize. Maybe you stretch every morning. That's a good habit to have. But, you know, just taking a break from it. Just taking a break from smoking weed for a little bit. And it already seems better. In some ways, you know? In some ways it does. In other ways it doesn't. But the comedy feels sets are more coherent, tighter sets. I can remember what the fuck it is I was trying to say. And just my interactions with people, you know. Making eye contact with people is a good thing. I didn't realize I wasn't looking people in the eye when I was goddamn blazed out of my mind all day. And maybe it was because I didn't want them to know that I was high. But it's like everyone assumes I'm high, regardless of if I'm high or not, you know? But yeah, it's been interesting. Being able to look people in the fucking face and not be worrying about, oh my God, they just think I'm high. So yeah, take a break from your habits, people, if you got some. We'll see where this goes. But I definitely not going to be a daily smoker for the time being. I just I can't do it. Life seems better without it, you know. For right now. I can't wait to get back to Michigan this weekend, though. I am gonna rip a couple of spliffs up in the old mitten. I know that. I can't wait to get back up there, go see the family for the holidays, taking grandma to the casino again, you know. Got to make sure she gets to gamble. She had that fucking heart attack, so I got to make sure that she gets to spend a little bit of money on the slots, because realistically, you know, my grandma had a heart attack back in, when was it? September, when me and Aaron were going up to Chicago. It was in September. So she said she's doing better, but still really tired and shit like that. So, there's always a chance that this will be the last Christmas with my grandma. And you could say that about any Christmas, But keep that in mind this holiday season, my friends. Not in a negative way. Don't dwell on it, but maybe just appreciate it for what it is. It's something you don't think about. And you're not going to know it's the last Christmas. I'll say that. You're not going to know it's the last Christmas you get to spend with whoever you're spending it with. You could say that about any and every day. Maybe you take that approach to every day rather than just the holiday season. You know what I mean? Could be the last one. So we'll try and make it a good one. I get not trying to be a bummer. Maybe I should get high before the podcast. They seem a little bit more lighthearted. Yeah, but that's definitely something that's been on my mind. Is grandma having that heart attack and going, man, there's a chance this will be the last one. And if it's not, fucking A, next year might be the last one. So I'm just trying to make things count a little bit more. My grandpa, on my dad's side, he always does this thing where every year, like a week before Christmas, he gets all the grandkids together and does like Christmas dinner with them, which I don't think I've ever been a part of, but I'm leaving a little bit earlier than I'd like to so I can go participate in that as well. He's getting old, but he just eats and then goes to sleep anyway. But I think he just has the moment of looking around for a second going, this is my dynasty. I made all this happen because of my cum. You know what I mean? Not in that sense, but you know what I'm saying? Without his cum, none of us would be here. So I think he looks around and goes, hell yeah. Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at that strong fucking load. Look what it produced. But it'll be, so doing that too. I hope you have some fun plans for the holiday season. And if you don't, if you're spending it alone, that's okay too. I've spent a lot of holidays alone, man. A lot of them alone. In places where I didn't know anybody, didn't have anybody to be with. But it's okay, I know it's the holidays. We romanticize it and go, oh, you should be with your family and your loved ones and all this and that. And, sometimes there's people out there who don't have any of that. They don't have family. They don't have loved ones, or they have no means to get to the people that care about them. So it's okay to spend it alone too. It's just another day. It's all what you make out of it. You know what I mean? I've spent a lot of holidays alone, and I enjoyed it. I honestly enjoyed it. It's when you're alone on the holidays, it's a lot quieter than most other days in general. It's just a different kind of quiet, I feel like, on a holiday. It's very peaceful, because everyone's traveling already and there's big gatherings and shit like that. So people aren't doing the usual routine of running around and businesses being open and just all the racket that goes into our daily existence. It all quiets down for a minute. And then when you go and you spend your family with the holiday, or the holidays with your family, especially if you have a big family, you're just going into more racket anyway. So the holidays that I've spent alone have been some of the most peaceful days I've ever had in my life. So it's not all bad, and people still love you whether you know it or not. So it's not if you're alone on the holiday, who gives a shit? Don't let make people feel you, or don't let people make you feel bad because you are alone on a holiday. It ain't no big deal. Make yourself a fucking steak, some mac and cheese, and have yourself a good little fucking day. You know what I mean? Maybe a little mashed taters and gravy. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can still make the best out of it. And if you're going to see your family for the holidays, enjoy them. Don't kill nobody. And have some fun. You know what I mean? let's how much time? We've been doing almost 30 minutes. Well, okay. Have you all been seeing this new trend? God, it is fucking sad, man. It's a sad state of the world where these younger women, like 20-year-olds, old enough to be sucking dick, I'll say that. They've been fucking letting dudes come on their faces and then they go walk around like go get their coffee and walk around the fucking neighborhood and shit like that. Like how somebody, god damn, no one's ever loved you. That's what I was like, that's disgusting. The desire for attention is getting out of control. But really, I guess that comes down to the fact that no one's probably ever loved you in your whole life and you don't have any respect for yourself. But also, if you're going to do it, just do it. You're fucking walking around with your phone in front of your face with cum all over it because you want the attention. Somehow that's... What the fuck kind of world are we living in, people? What the fuck kind of world? I wish I wouldn't even have talked about that. It makes me sad. It's just the things that I shouldn't be surprised by the things that people do for attention. Nothing is surprising anymore, but damn, I've seen quite a few videos. It's all been on World Star, by the way, of just women, just these young women walking around with fat loads on their face and just starving for attention. Just absolutely starving for attention. Fellas, be careful out there, all right? You know what I mean? Don't be wifing up some lady. Make sure you fucking go through her TikTok or whatever it is. If you find a lady who's walking around with fucking cum on her face, don't do it. Don't do as fun as she probably would be. As fun as she probably would be. She'd probably let you fuck her in the ass and then shove it in her mouth too. One of those kind of angels, you know what I mean? But don't get wrapped into her fucking web. God, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I know men are pigs. I know men are all disgusting pigs too, but god damn, man. What are we doing? What is this world coming to, you know? Anyway, let's get you the animal video clip of the week and get you on your way, my friends. Hope we had a little bit of fun today. This came from a safari video, right? It's like a wildebeest versus a crocodile. What's funny about this particular video is I assume that anybody who's going on these safaris is doing pretty well off and doesn't have a real sense of reality. So there's a wildebeest trying to cross this fucking river, right? And there's like a medium-sized crocodile. And it's trying to eat the wildebeest. You know, it grabs onto its leg or whatever. And the whole time these people on the safari are like going, oh baby, no, oh baby, no, get away, baby, get away, come on, little baby, like rooting for the wildebeest, you know. But they also don't think about the fact that if that wildebeest gets away, that crocodile might starve to death. You know, life is a brutal game we're playing. So, you know, you're like, oh, we don't want to see the poor little wildebeest get eaten. And there's fucking broads fucking crying about it. You know what I mean? Like, what did you want to see on the safari if not a wildebeest get eaten by a crocodile? You weak-spirited motherfucker. What the fuck were you expecting to see? You know? A fucking Noah's Ark. All the animals getting along, being friendly. Were you looking for some fucking Jungle Book action? What the fuck were you expecting going on a safari in Africa to happen? What, do you think they were only going to kill the mean animals that you don't like? You dumb fucks. You dumb elitist, detached from reality fucks. Fucking crying about it. Oh, poor little baby, poor little baby. The fun part is the wildebeest gets away from that crocodile, makes it to the shoreline, is about to get out of the water, and then a crocodile twice the size of that other one comes scooting over and just fucking latches onto that wildebeest and drags it into the goddamn river. You know what I mean? Listen, I feel bad for the wildebeest too, but what makes me happy is these fucking people crying about the goddamn thing. They're like, oh, it got away, it got away. Nope, sure didn't, motherfucker. A bigger crocodile showed up. Now go cry about it. Fucking Jessica with your fucking 6-figure a job a year, sitting on your fat ass, getting coffee for somebody. Go cry about something else. You know what I mean? Fucking ridiculous, people. Absolutely goddamn ridiculous. But it all worked out in the end. For me, anyway. Not for the wildebeest and not for fucking Jessica. God damn. She's probably walking around with cum on her face all fucking day anyway. They're going to go on an African safari and go, I hope nothing bad happens out here in the fucking jungle or the Sahara or wherever the fuck you want to call it. We're delusional, people. We're absolutely delusional and detached from what reality is. It's all a jungle out there. I get that we have buildings and shit like that. It's still the fucking jungle. There's still crocodiles lurking around every corner, waiting to snatch you up. You understand? God damn. It's fucking ridiculous. Thanks for checking out the podcast this week, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. Again, I'll be in Detroit next week, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. I cannot talk that well today. God damn. 21st is like a talk show. I'll be doing some comedy on there. Come to the show on the 23rd if you're there. The 23rd will be a great one. It's like a comics come home show. So the lineup should be very good. Having trouble making it through the end of this one. Sorry, guys. Go to joekellycomedy.com for all the upcoming shows. Hey, I appreciate you checking out the podcast this week. Again, sorry it's late. Thankfully, you guys are very forgiving and understanding people. And not to mention, sexy as can be. Do me a favor. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else, all right? I'll catch you around real fucking soon. On Monday. Promise. Later. Hello, video people. We've made it to the end of yet another episode without those audio fucks. Listen, we can't say that they're not good people because they are. They participate in this just as much as we do. But you guys are better. And you know it. I know it. You know it. You're the best. You're the best there's ever been. And I hope your life is in a good place. All right? If it's not, maybe you got to put in a little bit more effort to make it in a good, you know what I'm saying? I can barely form a thought today. Thanks for checking it out, everybody. Hope we had a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Get out there. Have some fun this weekend. And I'll talk to you again before Christmas, all right? Have a good week. Enjoy the weekend. I love you so much. You big old fat plump ass. It's so nice and juicy. Ooh.